Welcome back, Showminators. Thank you for coming to my channel. You know how I said I want to bring more and more information to you? Well, today I have a very interesting topic, finance. And if I want to bring that information to you, I want to get it from the best source possible. Shashu over here. He's my friend from Michigan State University, Go Green, and he's going to walk us down through how to get started with investing. All right, Shashu, do you want to just quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, we went to college together. We've been working. We both work in Michigan, so we kind of stay nearby, and that's how we hang out.
All right, Shashwat. So let's just say I want to get started with invested today, right? And I have $100. What strategy should I follow?
Okay, so there's multiple tiers to this. Like I said, I think I also advise you on this. You should probably, if you have only $100, you should probably start putting in a high yield savings account. Get that rainy day fund to at least 3 months, just to be like just your emergency fund. I personally use SoFi. People can use other things, but once you get that set up, once you get that to a stable point, then like you mentioned, then you have $100, right? It depends on risk appetite. Like, what do you need $100 for? Are you trying to like buy something, travel? Are you trying to save for long term? If you're trying to, then if the answers are like, it changes based on the answer. If you're just trying to like, it's a short term thing, then you're just only try to go towards income. You can put maybe towards more dividend stocks, maybe towards more ETFs, because that's safer, right? That long term, that will never hurt. It doesn't matter. You can actively managing it. I think there's a really famous saying of like, the best thing you can do in the market is just be inactive. It's just money goes from the active to the inactive. I think that's very true. I think most of my strategies are just buy and hold, dollar cost average into top famous ETFs. But back to the question, $100, I didn't answer that. Right now I've been looking into, there are a few funds called, their cover call, ETF funds called QQQI. It's Neon's funds. They do a lot of good dividends. I think their yearly dividend rate is 14% for QQQI. I think I really like that because it is just QQQ but income focused. I would probably put that money for short term. For long term, like I mentioned, QQQ, SMPY.
All right. So when you see beginners like me get started, what are the biggest mistakes you think beginners make?
I think for you, I think you also saw a bunch of people posting, oh yeah, I bought this option, or I bought some crypto or something, and then it skyrocketed, right? They keep trying to chase that high. At this rate, I mean, there is a gambling mentality to the market. You want to be very careful with it, because if you get caught in it, I've also been caught in it, you will get burned. And I also myself have been burned before. You have to be very careful of like, okay, I'm not saying don't play around with your money. I'm just saying have a safe investment and have a guardrail where you're like, oh, I'll only play with 5% or 10% of this. If you do that, then it'll be way more safer and better. And if you get paid off, your gains will roll over and it'll be more beneficial to you. So even if you take a risk, make sure your risk is relevant to your net worth. If you're taking a risk for $100, your net worth is like $1,000, that's 10%. That's very risky. I would say probably go like 2, 3, 5% max. So if you do see the benefit, you see the benefit. If your net worth is 100K and you're playing out with $100, you're not gonna get any benefit out of it. It's at that point, it's pointless.
It's marginal gains.
It's marginal gains. So like, even if you win, you get that high of like, oh, I made something, but you didn't get anything out of it, right?
Agreed.
So that's one thing that I would say. During COVID time, I was buying options every week, Amazon, Tesla, and every week I was doubling my money. I went from 1,000 to 2,000 to 4,000 to 8,000, and every week all that money I would put in again to another option, and it kept doubling up. And one day I put on Amazon, very good company, very safe stock, and then I got burnt. I got really burnt, and I lost all of it. So
would you say that's the biggest mistake you ever made?
I probably think so, but that did teach me that like, okay, you can get burned, because I was running on such a high that if you're on a high, even my dad told like, oh, that's doing very good, just keep some safe. I was like, okay, I don't think you know what you're talking about, because I have some insight of the market because I'm winning, right? No one, like, if you're winning, you can't tell someone else to like, oh, you're winning, you do something wrong, because you have that like winning mentality. And
you're on that high.
You're on that high. Exactly. I feel like that's very You have to be very cautious of it, and only through like getting burned you'll realize that. And I think it is important to get burned sometimes, but you don't want to get burned too at like later on your investment career, because that will really hurt
They'll
you.
like rinse your account off.
They'll rinse your account, and like timing the market will be timing the market. So again, I think that's true as well.
All right. So my last question for today's video is, if you could start over today, what is one thing you would do differently?
I feel like I was always good at like managing money, finding good investment opportunities. I would just the one thing I probably would do is, again, like I mentioned, I think I researched like always have a good view of all your assets in one place. Should probably track that, because again, like I mentioned before, if you do make a investment or something relative to your net worth, if it's very low and you do see that result, it's not going to benefit you at all. I think that's something I probably would change. I like
You take bigger risks,
I would
basically.
I would take risk proportional to my net worth. Before
Okay.
I was taking risk of like, oh, I don't even know what the risk is I'm taking. I'm taking like $100, but like I'm like, oh, I can take as easily the $1,000 maybe, and that would probably give me a better marginal return.
Yeah.
And even if I lose that, that's 1%, maybe 2% of my net worth.
It wouldn't affect you
which
like
I'm
that.
okay with losing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge with us. I'm sure
Yeah.
our viewers will enjoy that, and hopefully we'll get you back in another video of this financial series.
Of course.
All right. Take it easy, Showminators. We'll see you again. Subscribe.